Good morning, it's Jonathan Barrett with the Morning Debrief. It's the 10th of February, the current time is 7:44. We've just got 16 minutes of trading left in the States. Looks like we had a bit of a down night. I think the term we're noticing is saying is just basically it's just profit taking, so I don't think at the moment to get too alarmed. However, we did get some comments from Bernakes last night on employment. That, in my mind, was just a little bit of a concern. He's basically saying that, within the GFC we lost 8 million jobs, we've only created 1 million. Now, this is very slow in terms of the uptake in this job creation. It could have an impact, or will have an impact, and I think what the impact we have seen is perhaps that some of the primary inputs are so high. So that's a bit of a concern that we're focusing on. But having said that, I think the market's also saying that, hey, look, if the stimulus package is going through, happening every month, and we're not creating the numbers we think, then it's going to take a very long time. So perhaps some of those asset prices are a little bit too high. But anyway, let's see how it unfolds. I think if anything, we're still on those 2-year highs for the market. So if anything there, I think we've got to still remain relatively positive. 12,000 I think is a key indicator for everyone. So just keep that in the back of your mind if it breaks. Okay, let's have a look at some of the markets now. And just quickly, the Dow as we speak. There we go, just have a look at this one. Dow as we speak is down 20 points, 12,012. Keep an eye on that 12,000 level. S&P's down 6 at 1318. The Nasdaq's down 10. Over to Europe, the top 50 was down 10. FTSE was down 39. The CAC was off 17. The DAX down 2.3. Local market was down only 9 points to 4,866. Okay, so that really, when you look at it from that perspective, everything a little bit under pressure there. Let's have a look at where the dollar is. Dollar 77.73. That is off its highs from 78.20 last night. A little bit of dollar strength there, dollar weakness, sorry. I'm not going to read too much into it at the moment. The little Aussie battler there under pressure, the US dollar firmer against the Aussie. Looks like we might be getting a little bit of fallout, as to what people are thinking, basically concerning the highness of the dollar and what implications that'll have with the Australian market, particularly with China increasing her rates. That's something I think we look at. But remember, in Australia, we've got the unemployment date today. Just of note, if we break through 10070, probably take on some dollars. That's US dollars, selling Aussie. So, but it is a vulnerable area. Just having a look at some of the other currencies. Euro 137.20. At the moment, obviously euro slightly firmer there, and I think if anything there, look, it's still stuck in a little bit of a range. Dollar yen, pretty quiet, 82.40. I do like that price action here, and still support on a break through that top side, 82.60. And just be careful. I mean, it's not doing too much, but I guess the Bank of Japan is quite happy with that. But always be wary for a little bit of intervention. Okay, on to the commodity front. Crude 86.92, getting the lift from what's happening, should be getting a lift as to what's happening in Egypt, but the market seems to be quite comfortable with where it's trading. Obviously, we're still seeing that there's more of an inventory build or expectations of inventory builds, so I think if anything there, probably expected to remain relatively well bid, relatively well offered, but this sort of formation, in my mind, is good because if it takes out 88, 10, 20 on the top side, then you're going to confirm this big range here. So have a look at that, but if it takes out that, then I think that's nice and positive. Okay, copper under pressure, profit taking 452. Tried to get through the top side, but in my mind it's failed a little bit, so just profit taking there again. Gold 1362, still looking good. I like this type of formation. It's a step. It just means that someone's on the bid. So you can add to positions on a breakthrough 1370. We still like it. Of the movers and shakers last night, we had corn had a very strong move. The USDA did a bit of slashing in terms of world ending stocks, and as a result of that, we've seen quite a large spike. 680 now, we're at 697. That feels in line with, I guess, the feeling we've always had with grains. But as traders often do, they get in too early and out too early. In too early and out too early. That had a flow-on effect, obviously, to corn, soybeans, and wheat. We still hold some of our softs and are quite happy to do so for the foreseeable future. Okay, as mentioned, all we've got coming out is today unemployment in Australia. Expected an increase of 20,000. The rate remains the same, expecting a pretty solid number here. Participation rate the same, 65.8. A lot of industrial production numbers around Europe to keep an eye on, and also in the UK. initial jobless claims in America, wholesale inventories, and monthly budget statement. So that's something to keep an eye on. We've also got RBA Stevens appearing before the Parliamentary Committee in Canberra. That could be quite interesting to see what he's actually thinking at the moment. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much about it today. Let's see how things, but remember, keep an eye on that unemployment. The metals market or the gold market, gold trade still looks okay, I think. The grains still look okay. So that's about it from me. I hope everyone has a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.